Hey, let's do it.
All right, we're live.
Oh,
So
wow.
let us know if you can see us, you can hear us.
Yeah.
I will be checking LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube to see the alerts once we're live. We started a very interesting conversation already. Backstage. I'm like, you know what? Hold it. Let's take it to the front. Let's take it to the front.
Yeah, yeah.
People can hear it at the back, right? So
Yeah, it's good, and it's funny.
okay.
I'm kind of a bit passionate about this. So when I get talking about it, I just continue talking. So
Right.
yeah, I'm glad I'm here. I'm glad I'm able to talk to the
Okay. Awesome. All right.
mm.
So we're live on LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube. Hi, Mukhtar. Thank you for joining us today. So my guest on Fireside Chat is Mukhtar. He has a PhD. Also, he's a project management professional and he's also a business analyst professional. He also teaches and trains. So he teaches in university and he teaches project management. So that's like his passion, right? But he's also a business analyst. So Mukhtar is based in Canada, in Edmonton. So I'm going to let Mukhtar introduce himself, tell us a bit about him. And then we'll take it off from there.
Oh, thank you very much, and I'm so happy I'm here today to talk about what I love to talk about.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. And she said, well, everything about me. Very short. I'll just say I'm a project management professional, and my career is dedicated to helping businesses make the most of technology. Could be
Mm,
to be compliant, to improve business processes, to do anything to save costs, to take advantage of opportunities, anything that technology can do for your business. It's my that's sort of what I'm passionate about. It's what my career has been dedicated to doing since my I've done it for about 10 years now. And that's my PhD was solely about that, was solely focused on that as well. Making the most of
awesome.
ERP. So it's
Awesome.
what I've always
Awesome.
done. So, and I'm glad I'm here today to kind of talk about it. What we'll talk about today is not 100% digital transformation, but it is,
Mm,
of course, the kind of transformation happening right now is sort of digital in most cases. So,
I see. All
yeah.
right. Awesome. Thank you for introducing yourself. Mukhtar, if you can see us, leave a comment, let us know where you're joining us from. We'd like to get to know who's on this chat with us. Also, leave a like and share it to your wall so that other people can actually join this chat as well. So let's get started. Regards to what's happening in the world right now, nobody saw this coming, right? Nobody saw the
Yeah.
pandemic coming. COVID-19 has come. It's really changed the way, things are. It's changed the game basically for everything, for everyone. Everyone is affected, right?
That's
No
correct.
matter your age, your location, no matter what you do for work, everyone has been affected. So we
That's
want to really talk about, for businesses, for companies, right?
mm,
When you're affected by this change, how do you transform? And you, as a business analyst, as a project manager, whatever your role is, how can you help your company transform
that's
at
right.
this time? Because these are very challenging times. Thank you, Abby. Welcome. Hi, Mofe. Hi, Abby. Thanks for joining us. Um so so let's start with um the basic thing. So COVID-19 happened. What's really the best response for any company that's been impacted by COVID? I know there's a lot of things you want to share. So let's start from the basics, right? Hi,
Okay.
Prince. Hi, Achala. Thanks for joining.
Thank you, Eno. And you've said it. Oh, COVID-19 happened, and we were not prepared. No one was prepared. But then, is that the end of the world? No. What do
Mm,
we do to survive as a professional, as a business? As a business, it's almost inevitable that there is a need to change what we've been doing. We've done things that haven't worked in this period. We need to change. We need to find better ways of doing business, and that's where transformation. That's where transformation is. That's what it does. Finding more effective ways to do business. So
yeah.
it doesn't have it's well as it is right now. It is digital. Most transformations are digital, but it's not just digital. Even changing your business model, changing your operational model, that's transformation. Anything you
Mm,
do, to help you do business better, you're transforming your business.
Mm.
As easy as it sounds, as simple as that definition is it easy to do though? Let's look at ourselves on a personal level. How many times have you tried to like eat healthy or work out more?
Please don't attack me, please. I feel attacked.
I guess that applies to everybody, right? And how easy did that come the last time you tried it? Not. Because, well, you know that is good for you, right? We all know this is what we need to do. But do we do it? Because transformation doesn't come easy. It's easy to
Yeah.
talk about. It's easy for me to sit down and coach people about it. It's easy to go into companies and tell them, do this, do that. But it's not easy to actually implement. On a personal level, and that this is on a personal level, it's difficult to transform yourself. How much more transforming an organization, transforming a department, an organization, or a whole company, a whole country for that matter. It's not easy. And that's why we're here today.
Mm-hmm.
How can we position ourselves as individuals, position ourselves in a way that we accept the transformation, or our mindset is tuned towards transformation in a way that we can help our business or our company as an owner or as a professional working in that company? How can we help that company transform? By transforming ourselves first. It's kind of what we want to talk about today.
Got it.
So this change will happen, or it's happening already, with or without us.
True.
Do we stay
Yeah.
in the same place, or do we move with it? Or do we intentionally predict the future and if possible, dictate what the future holds for us? I guess that question is left for everybody to decide. But for me,
Yeah.
for me, I would rather move with that change or even dictate that change. And I hope all of us agree with that. And let's dig into it. The
Yeah.
first thing we want to look at is our mindset.
Okay. The mindset. Okay.
Yes. Since the start of time, we've been transforming without us knowing it. And I'm not taking it digital or anything. I'm taking it on a personal level now. Let's look at ourselves. How did you transform from being nothing to being a professional? Being nothing in the same sense that being a student to becoming the professional you are today. How many years of experience do you have now? You started as a junior, now you are at the whatever level, intermediate, senior level you are now?
Yeah.
You have transformed. What transformed you? Your knowledge, the experience, and everything you brought together. You transformed without you knowing it.
True.
You started as a kid. Okay, let me give an example. A friend of mine used on my podcast recently. When we were young, you had this. How did you learn to check the time, to know what time it is? Your mom probably or dad probably taught you when
Touch it with the clock here.
when the short hand is on that.
Yeah.
And then you probably got your first wristwatch. It was probably analog, depending on where you were born and all that. And then at a point, and this is the exact example my friend used. You went for a Santa Claus show, Father Christmas, as it's called in Nigeria.
Mm-hmm.
And you got a gift. You opened up that gift. What did you find? A watch, a wristwatch, but totally different from the one you were used to. It had the numbers, and that's a digital watch. That was digital transfer. That was digital transformation for you. It made your life easier. It made it easier for you to check what time it says. You don't have to check the long and the short hand.
Yeah.
What time is it? It's 2:15 because it shows 2:15 on the watch.
Yeah.
In that little way, that was digital transformation for you. But you accepted that because it didn't feel like it.
Yeah.
So it means we've been transforming since we were born. Why is it difficult for us now? If we have the same, we have to change our orientation in terms of change is constant. It's the only constant thing in life. We say it a lot, but we don't act it that much. Change will happen, like I said before, with or without us. It's that we move with it. Okay, let's say your company changes how they work now, or your manager changes and you just refuse to open up to your new manager. 6 months, 8 months down the line, you're not producing what you're supposed to. You're not delivering as you should. What would happen to you? The company will leave you behind, and you become what we call a diehard. In innovation, in change, there's a curve. We have the innovators, the early adopters, and at the other end of it are the die-as, those that would not just change. And what happens is that they're dropped behind, they're left behind, of course. And that's what happens to people that don't transform. They will be left behind. You don't
Yeah.
want to be in that position. So change your mindset, accept the fact that things will change. So think of when that change happens, what's there for you to gain rather than
Mm.
what are you leaving behind.
Mm.
Okay, you lost your job, which I did too. With people have done the different at different times. You lost your job. It's sad. You're losing your income, you're losing maybe your friends, your colleagues and everything. Okay, take a few days, sober about it, and but then what are you gaining? You're gaining more time with your family. You're
Mm-hmm.
probably gaining more time to start your own business, that business you've not been serious about.
Yeah.
To start your own business, think of better ways to use your skills. These are things you're gaining as a result of losing them, and that's kind of a very bad change there. But and that's transformation as well. You've been transformed from being an employee to being unemployed. But you can make that a good thing instead of being unemployed to being an entrepreneur. So that's the way to think about change.
Yeah.
Take your time to understand, okay, this is what I'm losing. But on the other side of that, what am I gaining? If you take time to think of what you're gaining, it makes it easier for you to adjust to that change. So, and that's the first place to start. Your mindset, that mindset shifts. Don't take anything personal. Don't say it's either this or nothing. The answer is never yes or no.
Mm-hmm.
In between yes and no, there's always something else. If you see life that way, then accepting change becomes easy for you. And and now let's take it into the organization, in an organization or anywhere.
Yeah.
Good relationships. Once you've changed your mindset, and this is one of the things to build good relationship, changing your mindset. When you're seen as someone that how would I put it now? That is not rigid. When you're seen as a flexible, adaptable person, it's
Yeah.
easier for you to build relationships.
Of course, definitely.
Exactly, because people will relate to you more. They will relate with you more. They will run ideas through you because they know you probably have good opinions, or you would accept that new idea. People
Yeah.
will want to associate with you more. So that's one way to build relationship. But you're not just building any relationship. You want to build relationship with the right people. The people, like, you have a new idea. Okay, the one thing I should mention before that is be intentional about change. Look for new ways of doing things, even if it's just the job you do every day. Look at I have a feeling my manager is live on this as well. The company I used to work for, because I know he saw it yesterday and he talked to me about it, so he's probably watching this. We at some point we were working in my last job.
Yeah.
We were searching for something in hospitality and we didn't find anything unique, like anything different from what we already do in Canada. What did
Mm.
we do? We looked at Japan because that's where things are happening. That's where in hospitality, that's where things are happening. We looked at Japan. What are they doing in Japan that we can bring into Canada? And that what does that give? What would that give us? It would give us a pioneer's advantage, first to the market advantage. And that's what individuals need to do in their daily jobs. Even if people are doing things the same way in your immediate environment, look outside that environment. Actively search for better ways to do your job
Mm.
and do it. Start implementing if it's possible, if it's small enough. Start implementing that little change in your work, and then that would help you build relationship and it's one of the points I've noted, by talking about the results, the small results you're getting. You're talking about it to your colleagues, talking about it to your managers. That this is what I'm doing, and it's working fine. They do it here, they do it there, because people celebrate success. They don't
True.
celebrate the process; they celebrate success.
That's true.
So
That's
if you're
true.
achieving results and you're putting it out there, everyone There's no one, you can't have anyone at work that doesn't want to succeed, even if that person appears lazy. That person
Mm-hmm.
wants to succeed. It's just probably a few things happening here and there that are not making it happen. But everyone
Yeah.
wants to succeed. So if they find better ways to do their job, they will embrace it. And if you're the person bringing that better way, everyone becomes your friend, because you're not just presenting a problem. You're not just saying, we can't do this. You're not just telling your manager, oh, this is too hard, we can't do it. You're saying, we're facing this problem, but here is the solution. And that,
Mm.
I know what you're doing tomorrow is everyone is a business analyst, right? I'll just put it in a different, and I agree totally with that. I would say everyone should be a business analyst.
Yeah.
Just because we are, as I guess internally, is an inbuilt thing.
Exactly.
We don't even use it enough. But I'm saying now that we should intentionally be business analysts. We should look at the problems and prefer
Like
solutions.
solutions. Yeah.
Help your company to explore opportunities. See how they can take advantage of opportunities or solve existing problems. That way,
Yeah.
you remain relevant in your organization. You stay
Hmm.
relevant. You build good relationships, and even people, the leaders would respect you. They see you as a change agent. And then to the next point, it helps you build trust as well, because
Oh,
they trust you enough. They know that you're fully engaged with the company, and you're fully invested in what you do. And the fact that, and that's another thing I should talk about. Say what you mean and mean what you say. That would help you build trust. Don't say, oh, we're going to do this tomorrow. This is simple. It's easy to do. And then the next thing, you're not delivering results. People will not trust you that way. And if people don't trust you, they won't believe in your vision.
yeah.
When people don't believe in your vision, then there's no change. There's no way you can bring in new things. So, and I know I've kind of put three things together. We've talked about building mindset, relationship, and building trust.
Yeah.
The trust makes you a leader, even without the title.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Some people feel I need to have manager in my title and director or whatever to be a leader, right?
No,
Like,
no.
small me, how can I be a leader? How is that
And
possible?
and there's this thing you hear. Leaders. Some leaders are built. Some leaders are trained.
Yeah.
If people trust you, it means they trust the results you would produce, and that means
Yeah.
if you're bringing a vision to them, it's easy for them to believe in your vision, and then it becomes a shared vision. And when someone believes in your vision, they will invest in it with you, even if they have to put in their money or their time or whatever they need to invest in it.
Yeah.
It means you can lead them through to deliver your vision.
Hmm.
So trust is important. And if you've not been doing it before, start now. Start start promising that delivering what you promise.
Yeah.
If you can't do it, don't promise it. And a
Hmm.
lot of people are fond of that. Whether in your professional life or in your personal life. Don't promise what you can't deliver. If you say, I'll send you an email by 10 a.m. today, make sure you send it before or by 10 a.m. Little things like that matter. If you won't be at the meeting, let the person know ahead of time. Don't just be a no-show. That won't
Yeah.
speak well of you. Or even if it's an interview. Let's say you're booked for an interview and you found another job. Don't just be a no-show. Let them know respectfully. Let them know that you won't be there, because you really don't know what would happen tomorrow. You really don't know where you would meet again, because it's your name, it's your brand.
Yeah.
So build trust behind your brand,
Okay.
and that's the. So let's now say you've done all these things on a personal level. You've built the trust. You've connected with the right people, especially the executives that can push your transformation forward. You've and you're producing results. You're pushing out ideas. What else do you do? I've talked about communicating, pushing out your results. Make a case. Let's say there's a problem here, and you can't just start to implement on your own. How do you make a case for it? How do you make a case for it? I'm not saying go and build a business case. I'm not saying go and build a vision board or anything like that. No, you don't need to do that. You may need to do that, but that's not what I'm talking about here.
Yeah.
I'm talking about talk about what's in it for the person. What's in it for me?
What's in it for them? Yeah.
Exactly. You're talking to me about something. Let's say, okay, come on my show. So what's in it for me?
Yeah.
Forget about we can all pretend to be anything. That's what we all look for.
Yeah.
That's what we all look for. You're telling me about these very good ideas and you're telling me how it will benefit you. Okay, that's good. I hear you. So and so what? Like my director of studies would always ask. And so what?
Mm.
And what that and so what means? What? So I hear it's good for you, but how is it good for me? Why do I need to support you on this? You're connecting with someone on LinkedIn, and all you're asking is, "Please, I need your help. Please, I'm looking for a job." Maybe
Get
you
that all
get
the
few
time.
responses, right?
Yeah.
Maybe if you're lucky, but 80% of the time you won't get anything back. You want to push out. Oh, maybe you're connecting with a VP or a president of a company. You want to push out. Oh, I know you have this problem, and I have a few tips as how you can go about this problem. You can do this. You can do that. Just give them a tip of the iceberg. They want to listen more. They will respond to your email and probably fix a meeting with you. That's what you want to do as a professional. Even don't be that person that just sits on their own and no one knows what they're thinking about, what is going through their brain at work.
Yeah.
Be the person that talks to people and push out value to them. What's valuable to that person is what you want to talk about. You're talking to an executive, you want to talk about how the business would benefit from the initiative you're pushing forward.
Yeah.
If you're talking to your colleagues, that's not what they want to hear. They don't. It's not like they care. It's not their business at the end of the day. But how would it make their life better at work? That's what you want to talk about, and that's how you get people on your side. It makes that change, that transformation easier for them, and on the executive side, it makes it easier for them to see. Okay, this will save us costs. Let's say something that would make them. Okay, let's say your company is a barber shop, for example, and all these regulations, COVID-19 regulations. How can you make sure that you abide by these regulations and then you're satisfying your customers at the same time? I've
Mm.
talked about this with a friend. I said, go online, build a website for yourself, and use a scheduler on your website. Let people book time to come in. People don't let people queue in front of your barber shop and keep 2 meters distance. Let them book their time. Like maybe give them a 2 hour gap or however long it takes to make one person's hair.
Yeah.
2 hours so that one person as one person is leaving, the other person is coming. Two things, and saying, oh, okay, that would help us stay compliant. But is that enough for him to put his money behind that idea? No. It would help him stay compliant, yes, but does it make him more money? He doesn't know yet. And so I went further to talk to him about, okay, one thing, it helps you stay compliant. Second, it helps you plan better in terms of how much money you would make the next day. How much you
True.
would make in the next week.
True.
Plan your life, you can plan your expenses, and everything else better. So it's not just staying compliant. It's not like you care that much about, at the end of the day, you care about the money.
Yeah. Of
Yeah,
course, businesses are there to make money, but you want to be able to measure and track as
exactly,
well.
exactly.
Yeah.
And then it makes your customers' lives better because they are not having to come and ask, oh, do you have time, or call you every time to ask.
Yeah.
They'll probably go elsewhere where they can, where there's less queue. No one wants
Yeah.
to stay outside your barber shop, no matter how good you are. No one
Yeah.
wants to stay outside your barber shop for 2 hours waiting for their turn. But once they know, if they come in, it's their turn. They get their hair done and they're out of the door. That's what they want. It makes their lives easier. It means you probably gain more market share if they know you're doing what others are not doing.
Yeah.
And I just sold that to him. I said, oh yeah, why not? When do we get started? Calm down. So and that's how to do it. That's how to communicate your ideas. Always
Mm.
focus on what's in it for that person. It's not
What's
what
in it for the stakeholders,
for the
basically, right?
stakeholder. Yeah.
When you're
I don't
coming
want to use
in.
the word stakeholder because of the diverse audience we have,
Of
right?
course, I get that, but I'm trying to put this into like the scenarios that I'm in right now. What's in it
Yeah.
for that person,
Yeah.
basically, when you're bringing that solution that's going to relate to transformation, right?
Mhm.
Think about what's in it for them. Got it.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's correct. That's correct. So know your audience and let them know what's in it for them.
Yeah.
So be very audience specific when you're communicating. And as part of communication, listen.
Yeah.
Listen to people, because We take change differently. The fact that Eno accepts a new change doesn't mean I would accept it. I can
For
pretend
sure.
because I don't want to be the odd one out. It doesn't mean I would really accept it. Give the people time to talk about their concerns. Listen to it. You don't have to agree to it, but acknowledge it and see how you can make those concerns better for them.
Yeah.
So when people know that they are listened to, it's just like you're in customer service. If I'm telling you about my problem and you're just telling me about policies, that's not what I want to hear. It just sounds to me like you're not ready to help me.
Sure.
But if you're empathizing with me, you're telling me, I understand how you feel, and I'll do my best to help you to get you the right help. It makes me feel better. It makes me feel like, okay, yes, you're listening. It makes me feel like, yes, you're committed to helping me.
True.
And you have to be customer centric. You have to be empathetic to people when you're bringing up new ideas. Maybe you are as a business owner or as a professional within an organization, with or without the leadership title. You have to be empathetic to people. You have to listen to people and acknowledge their concerns. Look at how best you
Yeah.
can address those concerns. Very important. So let's now say you've done all that and your transformation idea is a go. You've got the approval and everything. How do you then get started? You have to set small goals that are easily achievable. That you can say within the next week you deliver something, and it must be measurable. And why is that important? It's important because one, you can deliver value fast. Your stakeholders or the business, whoever is benefiting from that idea, can see the result very fast, and that keeps them committed to it. Oh wow!
Yeah.
So this happened. This happened within a week. We can get this. They want to see more,
True.
and it must be measurable. It's not just something. You're not just saying something. You want to measure that success, and this is coming from, if you, for those of us that have kids, and you probably have nieces and nephews and all that, and you've heard this song, "Are we there yet? Not yet. Are we there yet? Not yet." You've heard
I
that.
don't know it.
You don't?
I
Are you serious?
don't have kids, so
Really? Wow.
I feel
Wow.
lost right
Oh my god.
now.
Wow. Okay, my daughter sings it every time we go out, and she's at the back. She just sings to me, "Are we that? Are we there yet?" I'll say, "Not yet." Are we there? So, and that's it. And it goes into business. It goes into transformation. You want to
Yeah.
know where you're headed, and you want to know when you're there. That's why it's good to measure your goals.
Yeah.
If you don't know where you're headed to, how do you know when you get there?
Mm.
You're going out to get a new shoe, but you don't have a desk. You don't really know where you're going. You don't really know what store you're going. How do you plan?
True.
And how do you know when you are at the right store? So you want to do a bit of your research, look online, look at which stores have the kind of shoes you're looking for, and then decide, okay, I'm going to Walmart, for example.
Mm-hmm.
So which Walmart do I want to go to? Then planning starts. First, you've decided you're going to Walmart. Then I'm going to the Walmart closest to my house. Do they have it? Do they not have it? Which route do I take? And that's planning. So that's why it's good to set goals. But like I said, make that goal very small. Like set small goals and set a roadmap. So, okay, I want to get here. After we get to the first point, then the next point, like you, of course, I'm sure you've worked with software development. In software, you know how agile works. You have a
Yeah.
product roadmap and that's exactly how transformation should work, whether it is digital or not digital. That's exactly how transformation should work. If you want to deliver value fast and you want your stakeholders to remain committed to the cause, it means you're carrying the people along. Transformation is all about the people. It's not
It's
about
all
what
about
you're
people.
implementing. Yes,
Yeah.
it's all about the people. You have to keep them committed no matter what. That's how you would achieve success, because if they change their mind, especially the guys that are highly influential, if they change their mind on what you're doing, it's done. It will be a failed transformation. So no matter the success you've seen, you have to make it known and you have to make it fast. Or no matter what you've preached to them upfront, no matter what they've seen, you've said, "Oh, we'll get this," but you're not talking 18 months time. You're talking about right now.
Yeah.
So you want to deliver something right now that keeps them going, even if it will take 18 months to deliver the whole. You have to deliver value continuously and constantly. And of course, you have to keep the good work going. You don't rest on your laurels. In football, in sports, a coach is as good as his last result.
Hmm.
That is who we are in everyday life. You are as good as it. And you've probably gone through a few interviews, some that went well, some that didn't go well. Am I correct about that?
Oh yeah, yeah.
But the ones you remember the most, which ones did you remember? Do you think you remember the most?
Oh, definitely
The successful ones or the unsuccessful ones?
definitely the successful ones will always be the ones in your
Exactly.
memory.
Okay, let's say you attended an interview yesterday and it didn't go really well. Do you think you will take it to heart? Most likely,
Hmm.
because that was your last result.
Exactly. Even though you've had
And
success.
loads of success previously. Exactly.
Mhm.
Exactly. And that's how this works. The fact that you've been
Wow.
delivering successful results over time doesn't mean you
Yeah.
should go to sleep. It's good to celebrate, and it's important to celebrate the small success. I should mention that. It's important to celebrate that success. But as soon as you celebrate that success, get back to work because you have to deliver the next success. If you failed on the next one, that defines you until your next success, if you're able to. And it's sometimes it's difficult to come back from a first failure in transformation. Sometimes it's difficult. So you want to keep your success constant. So that's why it's important to start small so that you can deliver success from the get-go. Because if you don't set that trend, that success trend, it becomes difficult. It means you're building a bad brand for yourself.
Mm.
And then you're losing all the trust you built before the transformation started. So you want to deliver small value, deliver small success first, out that straight out the door, and then you continue to build on it. Like incremental delivery, agile, scrum.
Yeah.
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 So that's the same idea. Continue to deliver small success as you go on. And that would help you build your brand and you help, of course, that will increase your chance of success. And the very last thing you have to do, I hope I haven't spent too much time.
Oh no, no, of course not.
Okay. So the very last tip I want to give here today is to remember to burn the bridge.
Hmm. Don't go back to your old ways, right?
Exactly. Don't go back to your old ways. If you've read Rich Dad Poor Dad, I can't remember it very well. That's
Yeah.
what the guy, they burnt their boat. The Vikings, as soon as they landed on the battleground, they burnt the boat.
Yeah.
And is it how we conquer this settlement or we die trying?
True.
As a professional transforming, that's what you want to do. Once you've achieved success and you are on the other end, burn the bridge. Make sure people don't go back to their old ways. And you can do that in different ways. You can use technology to standardize your processes. You can maybe through continuous what's it called now? Continuous meetings, reminding people of the success you're achieving, doing it
Yeah.
the new way. A whole lot of different ways you can do that. But
Training, support, I
so
said training, support,
yeah,
ongoing
continuous
support
training,
for
definitely
people.
support and all that. So whatever you do, however you go about it, and there's no one answer to that. However you go about it, what you should not forget to do is not to burn the bridge.
Yeah.
Always remember to burn the bridge and reinforce the success. Thank you very much. Those are my little tips for
Yeah.
transformation. I hope I've been able to help someone today.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the tips you gave are, they go across board, where
Yeah,
whatever your role is and whatever the organization that you work in as well.
that's right.
So Pam says, yeah, I agree. Incremental benefits is key in keeping stakeholders engaged and supportive for sure.
Right.
So, one thing I tell people is, you want to make sure you're carrying people along with the change, right?
Very important.
I'm a big change management fan, as you can
Yeah, I
see,
know that I said that in your profile.
because I believe the change starts with the people,
It
right? So
does.
you want to make sure you're carrying the people along because it's one thing for us to say, oh, we want to transform. It's one thing for us to actually get the people to buy into the change. So
Exactly.
let them be aware first. They're aware of why we need to carry out this change, and then
Mhm.
let there be that desire. So you're going to have to find ways to make them desire that change and
Mhm.
then teach them, right? So
That's right.
find ways to
Enable them.
imbibe
That's
the
right.
knowledge into them, right? So if you're going to
That's
train
right.
them, you're going to provide support for them, you're going
Hmm.
to send them on courses, whatever it is, so that they can be knowledgeable about that change,
That's
provide
correct.
them with all the resources that they need,
That's
basically,
right. Give
right?
them
You
the
give them
ability
all
to
the,
put
and
to
then
work.
give them the tools they need, right? So
Yes.
you give them the tools that they need to succeed, and then keep reinforcing the change. And
Very
that's the most important part with change management is
very
reinforcing the
yes.
change, because it's really not easy. Just like I like all the examples you use because they're very down to earth, like real.
Yes.
Like you first started with attacking me and talking about healthy
I
eating
didn't mean to say.
and and exercising. Of which is happening. I was looking at one of my newest things I acquired for health and wellness. I'm like, oh my god, I used it just one time. And I'm
I
like,
didn't mean
oh, I
to
used
attack
to
you.
do
And
better.
I can tell you,
Right?
it cuts across. I'm guilty of that as well. I
Yes.
start I start to do push-ups and all that, and the next day I'm like, oh no, my body ache.
I ache everywhere, right? But the truth is, with change, it's a gradual change is gradual, right?
It is,
Change is
yes.
something you just throw at yourself or even at your
Mhm.
organization. It's a
Yeah,
gradual thing. So just like Pam said, incrementally, do it
definitely.
you change daily, then weekly, then monthly,
The monthly,
as the case may be. You want to make sure that the change is incremental.
yeah, and
So
because
Larry shares something. He says accurate communication with our stakeholders is key during the change process. Definitely, you
very,
want to carry them along, carry people
that's right.
along from the highest level of authority to the lowest
Mm-hmm.
level. Everyone is important, when it
Everyone
comes to
is, yeah.
change.
Especially the field guys. The executives
Oh
are
yeah,
important because you need their support, you need their
for
influence
sure,
to
for
make it
sure,
happen. You need the
for
funds,
sure,
obviously, but the
for
field
sure.
guys are important as well
Yeah,
because they will do the work. If
for
they
sure.
frustrate your transformation, it's done.
Yeah. So
So
and the transformation you'll be talking about, what I really like is that it's not just digital
it is
transformation.
not.
Transformation in general, right? In general,
Yeah,
everything.
definitely.
Organizations right now, a lot of things have changed.
Hmm.
Their processes have changed, their business
Yeah,
models have changed. People
I'm
are working
ready.
from home, things are
Mhm.
different. How can you still carry people along, let them still move on with that change and not feel like they're left out and
Yeah.
a lot of things are being thrown at them,
Hmm.
at this time.
Yeah.
Very, very, very interesting. I really like how you used, real life examples.
Thank you.
So someone sent in a question, and
Okay.
the person said, how urgent is the need for digital transformation in the present age in Africa? This is from Isaac.
How urgent is the need? Well, the answer to that is very urgent. That's the one sentence answer to that is it is very urgent. Anywhere around the world, there's a need to transform.
Yeah,
We can't, and we're fond of this in Africa, or let me say Nigeria. That's where I'm from. We're fond of saying, "Oh, this is how we've always done it. This is how our forefathers did it." Did it work for them back then? Or if it did work for them back then, because the times at that time it worked at that time, it doesn't mean we have to do it the same way. The
yeah,
mentality in Africa needs to change, and it needs to change urgently because we'll be left. In fact, we're already behind. We're already about 100 years behind. We have
mm,
to push forward. The good thing with technology these days, because information is readily available, we can jump 100 years forward if we're determined and it requires what's it called now? Intentional effort from on our end, on each and every one of us ends. We should be, and like I said before, we should be open to change. We shouldn't say, and it goes to our parents as well. Oh no, we don't do it like that in our family. How successful are we in our family, though?
Mukhtar, you're sending blows. You're sending blows to people.
I didn't mean to, and I don't mean to attack anybody. I don't mean to attack anybody, really. That mindset needs to change, and that's what helps the people around here in the Western world. There's nothing like fine when the family tradition is there, and you have to do a few things, but there's nothing like this is how our forefathers used to do it, or this is how we've always done it.
Yeah,
Things
yeah,
change. If look at, in fact, I read something on LinkedIn recently. Someone saying the youth of today shouldn't start looking into becoming CEOs before before even working under someone. Like, who says you can be a CEO
who says
before
that?
working under someone? What are you talking about? I
Yeah,
know the idea of leave school, get a job. It's always been it's the tradition back home, but times have
yeah,
changed. Information is like, okay, did Mark Zuckerberg work for anyone? before building Facebook, did I'm not sure if what's his name now? Amazon CEO. What's his name?
Oh, Jeff Bezos.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jeff Bezos. I'm not sure if he worked for anyone. So who says you need to work for someone before you become a CEO? You can do whatever you want. The modern day, there's information, there's everything out there to enable you to make you do whatever you want. So
Yeah.
times have changed, and Africa, especially the older ones, need to realize that and move with time. Else we'll be left further behind than we already are, because we're already years behind. So we
Yeah.
have to be intentional in our efforts to make transformation happen in Africa. We have
Mm.
to continuously push forward, and it's not bad. And I mentioned something to you before we came live. Something during this COVID-19, and I was surprised. I was shocked when I heard it that people actually delivered grocery to homes using drones in Lagos. It's
Mm.
like wow, and that didn't make the news, and that's Africa
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah. I
And
know. I
that's
know.
Africa for you. Things like this don't always make the news.
Yeah.
But I was surprised because we don't even do that around here. At least I've not seen it. I don't know if you've seen it in Calgary.
Well, I haven't. No one has brought groceries to me. Don't.
Exactly. So
Send me groceries. Please send me a message. I'll send you my address.
it
But
doesn't
yeah,
even happen around here, but
yeah,
they made
that's
it happen
true.
in Lagos. How they
Yeah,
did it, I don't know. So that tells
yeah.
you that with the information we have at our hands right now, we can jump 100 years ahead. We can do things, but we need to be intentional. Our mindset needs to change, and we need to do things, actively do things, and not look at this is how we've always done it, or I'll do it the way my dad did it.
I think that this is how we've always done it. That I like that's one of the things I never like to hear when it comes to change because I'm someone who is, I believe in change and I'm very adaptable.
Yeah.
I'm never rigid. And
Mhm.
with regards to change management, because I'm a change manager, I always believe there's a better way to do things.
Exactly.
Our processes, our business rules, our business model. There's always a better way to do
Yeah.
things. And
Good
I
process to get
believe
back
in
fast.
looking at what other people are doing. Okay,
Mm.
can we mirror what they're doing? Can we mirror it and also customize it to suit us, to suit our customers, to suit our model?
That's right.
There's nothing like this is how we've always done it. If you've always done it that way, why is it not 100% successful?
Exactly. And maybe it even worked yesterday. And I
Yeah,
always say to my clients that good, and that's why we need to always review your processes and make sure it's still working for you. The fact
exactly.
that it worked for you today doesn't mean it will work for you tomorrow. Good processes get bad really fast
True.
because times are
Yeah,
changing really fast.
yeah.
If you have a look at Microsoft, they've closed all brick and mortar, all their stores, all their physical stores now. They're going 100%, 100% e-commerce, 100% online,
Yeah.
because they realized during COVID they made a lot more money online than they made. And of course, they had to shut their doors during. So they made a lot more money than they did, I think, in the last year online that
Wow.
they did online. So they closed all their stores, but they did a good thing. They retained all their staff, so they will retrain them to do other things.
To do other
It's a good
things.
thing.
Yeah,
Anyone that is not willing to change will probably be left behind, and
for
that's what we're
sure.
talking about: change of mindset. Else you'll be left behind.
Yeah, for
So
sure. So with regards to a business, how often should we review our business processes then?
as often as
Regards to a
possible.
business, that's running already, how often should we review our processes? Because
I would
something you
say,
said struck me, good processes become bad, right?
and they will become bad really fast. I would say as often as possible, and that's why business analysts are there.
Mm,
Continuously review and refine the processes. If it's
yeah,
not working well, if there are too many bottlenecks, it's time to change. It's time to
true.
change something. Maybe you
Yeah,
automate it, or you make it work. But and before you automate, make sure it's working. Make sure you're not feeding the system with bad data. Else you get bad
yeah.
results. So as often as possible, that's the answer to that. There's no every 3 months, or what if things.
We should
How long did
continuously
it take for
we
COVID to
should
go
continuously be reviewing our
global?
processes, is what you're saying.
Yeah,
We should
continuously
continuously be
review.
reviewing our
Yeah,
processes. Okay.
continuous improvement, continuous review, continuous improvement. Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
COVID took how long to get to go global, and how
Yeah.
how how fast did everything change?
Oh wow, so fast.
So if let's say we're running a company together now, and we
Yeah.
review our processes every 6 months, If we
Oh,
so we're waiting till June, let's say we reviewed in December. I
oh
decided
no.
to wait till June to review. Where will we be by now?
No, definitely not. We would have had an ad hoc meeting that night.
Exactly. So I think review it with the situation. Look at what the
Yeah,
situation is and review your process.
for sure.
Don't
Yeah.
wait. Don't give it a plan. Like okay, yeah, you can give it a plan. Let's say if everything stays normal, maybe review it quarterly or something like that.
Yeah.
Or what's the chance that things will remain as is? Your competitors are probably doing something right now that would
Exactly.
change the world,
Exactly.
that would change the business world for you.
Exactly.
And you want to be at the lot. You want to, and someone said something. Dr. Canton is a futurist. I don't know if you know him. Is a future. He talks about the future. Says
Yeah.
intentionally predict your future so that someone else don't. If you don't predict your future, someone or something else
I've seen that quote before.
who's in it. Okay, that's from Dr. Canton there. So if you don't
Yeah.
predict your future, if you don't intentionally predict your future, someone or something else will do it for you.
For you. Yeah.
So it's important as a business owner or even as a professional, always look at what you're doing currently and figure out how it could change in the near future. Or figure
Yeah.
out the problem you're having right now and find a solution to it because other people are having the same problems. And if you find a
Yeah.
solution to it, in fact, if you're not a business owner already, you just found a business because others are
Yeah.
having that problem and they'll buy that solution from you.
For sure. So Larry said something very important in context, and we're speaking about context yesterday evening actually
Yeah.
with my students. And we're talking about the context are the things that influenced change, right?
Yeah.
It could be internal or external.
It
Internally,
could be.
our
Yeah.
processes, our technology, our people. Like we said, we
Competition.
need to train them. How do we carry them along with the change? But
Yeah.
some things that also affect us externally is like you said, the pandemic, COVID,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Government policies and regulations,
Yes. Your
inflation,
competition is external to
right?
you.
Natural
Yeah.
disasters, your competitors, right?
Yeah.
So many things can affect the business internally or externally. So you
That's
need to
correct.
continuously, ask these questions.
That's
What are we
correct.
doing right? Are we getting it
Yeah.
right? Right now, this solution we have, is it really helping us to deliver value right
Right
now?
now. Exactly.
What's the need? Has the need changed for the business? The
Exactly.
business need
Exactly.
changes, right?
Our customers even asking for more.
Yeah.
And in fact, another quote from one of my professors recently said, after COVID, if businesses decide to continue to do the same things the way they used to, will
Yeah.
customers take it the way they used to? And the answer to that is no.
Yeah.
Customers will ask for more. So if your customers are asking for more and you keep doing it the same old way, you will lose your market.
Yeah. And
So
something to buttress that is what's of value to my customer right now?
very important.
What's of value? Because what's of value to you is not of value to me.
Exactly.
Right. So for someone like me, I'm great with work and I've been remote even before COVID, right?
Yeah.
So for someone like me, I never had to walk into a store because I'll do my shopping online.
Yeah.
I'm good with that, right? So I'm not the person that you want to set up a shop for. You won't see me inside that shop, right? But there
Exactly.
are people who want to experience and feel,
Just go to
shopping
stores.
and being inside there and speaking to someone.
That's
But
right.
I'm good, speaking to customer service on the phone or chatting with support,
Yeah.
right? That's me. So, what's of value to my customers right now, is what you should also be asking
It is
yourself as a
key.
business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Continuously look to satisfy your customers, not
Yeah.
your ego, not your internal
Yeah.
processes. It's good, your internal process is fine, but if at the end of it, if it's not delivering value to your business, like I said in my podcast, I say drop it. It's not worth
Yeah.
investing in. If it's not delivering, if the end goal is not to deliver value to your customers, drop it.
Of course, it's
So
a
even your
it's a
internal
non-value
processes,
add. Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
your internal processes should be geared towards delivering value to your customers. At the end of the day, those are the people you're working for. Work like an NGO, like a non-profit. As
Yeah.
a businessman, work like a non-profit because you should continuously deliver value to your customers.
Yeah.
And
And when you're constantly delivering value to your customers, the customers are satisfied. When customers are satisfied, they come back.
they
Right?
do,
Customers come back,
and they spread the
they buy
news.
more, they refer people.
Exactly.
So so even the advertising you don't even have to pay for, they refer people to you.
Exactly.
So and when customers come back and they buy and they refer people,
Mm.
more sales equals to more profits.
Yeah, more
right? So
market
at the
share,
end of the day,
and that's
that's
growth.
what's important.
Yeah,
Yeah,
very important.
that's what's
Very,
important
very.
at the end of the
Value
day.
is the number one thing. You know,
Yeah,
I talked about digital transformation on my podcast, and these are the things we talked about. At the end of the day, and it was a coffee talk between a colleague of mine and myself. And at the end
yeah,
of the day, after talking about everything, we both just said it at the same time. It's all about people. It's all about your customers.
yeah.
Whatever transformation, it's all about the customer. And sometimes your employees can be your customer.
Of course,
Because
definitely.
at the end of every process, there is a customer. If you do your
Mm-hmm,
same work, at the end of every internal process, there is a customer. So
mm-hmm.
it's all about the people at the end of the day. Change, transformation, whatever you call it, it's all about the people, satisfying the
Yeah,
people, get
yeah.
carrying the people along, keeping them committed.
The
That's the
people impacted by the change, right?
exactly yes. These are the
Yeah,
people that will sing your praises. These are the people that will buy what you're selling. These are the people that
mhm,
will come back to your business that will even make you profit. These are
yeah,
the people, if they're internal, these are the people that would work on the process that will deliver value to your external customers.
yeah.
So you have to make both your internal and your external customers happy at all times.
True,
Deliver value.
true. True. Wow, wow. This has been very very enlightening and exciting. I really enjoyed this chat.
Me
Wow.
too.
Thank you for everyone who's joined us. Mofe, Abby, Damilola, Prince Will, Achala, Abraham, Edmund, Stephen, Judith, Raduni, Stella, Frank, Pam, Lanre, Akin. Thank you so much for joining us. It's been really great chatting with you, Mukhtar. Do you have
Yeah,
any last words you'd like to share with us before we wrap it up? It's been a very interesting hour.
yeah, I appreciate that. I've enjoyed it too. I love to talk about this. I can do it all day.
I know.
Okay, what advice I would like to give to we professionals is to have a change mindset
Yeah,
and to always remember that it's about the people. Always deliver value to people. It's not about
yeah,
yourself. Of course, it can be good for you, one thing, but it's all about what's in it for them.
yeah.
Know
True,
your audience and know what you communicate to them. Always
for
focus on the
sure.
value to them. Very
Yeah,
important.
yeah.
And
All right. Thank you so much. So if you joined us and you didn't join us from the beginning, you could definitely watch the replay again wherever you're watching from, Facebook, LinkedIn, or YouTube. So basically deliver value to your stakeholders,
very
have
important.
the change mindset, be ready to adapt to change,
That's right.
carry people along, build trust, communicate effectively, and also remember the change is about the people. So constantly deliver value as long as you're satisfying your internal or external customers, you're definitely going to be delivering value, and that would affect the bottom line of the business,
That's right.
as a whole. So on that note, we'll say thank you to everyone who joined us today. Thank you so much, Mukhtar, for coming to share with us on this wonderful topic. And then tomorrow we'll be talking about a very interesting topic. Everybody's a business analyst. So I'm
Very
having
interesting.
um, a very interesting professional who's going to be coming to talk about business analysis and why everyone is a business analyst or should be a business analyst. And he's going to be sharing some very interesting fun facts with us. So check my post and save the date and time tomorrow. And we'll see you tomorrow. Thank you so much. Bye
Thank
from
you
me.
very much.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.